Lowe's here, see if we can find some money. Alright, so the first thing I found was these grill pads here, 37 bucks down to $9.47. Personal might not be too bad, but for a flip, especially something online, not something that I'm going to be able to work with. If you're new here, my name is Dana. I'm a full-time reseller, and I look for things like these chainsaw blades from 43 bucks down to 10 bucks. But you can see by how many there are, those aren't worth flipping either. That was an overinflated price in the first place. Anyways, I buy stuff online, in stores, whatever, and I resell it on eBay or Amazon. This was a loser, 59 bucks down to 21 bucks, 139 down to 69. Even at that, still not any good. Anyway, so today I'm popping into a Lowe's here and looking for a good clearance deal. That is not a good clearance deal. That is not a good clearance deal. And that is not a good clearance deal. So hopefully I can find something good in here. I do find a few things, spoiler alert. But anyways, if you want to see what was in that box, it's one of these guys right here. 100 and something bucks off if you wanted it for yourself. But again, those are kind of high prices regardless. And Arizona, where it's in the desert and hot as you know what, 30 bucks off, still not worth it. Next thing I found was back in the appliance section, 19 bucks down to 13. This one looked a little bit more interesting, 11 down to 6. Somebody's dirty cup. Don't do that. That's not good, people. This one looked the most interesting, 12 bucks down to $3. But after scanning them, you can see on here they're number 147, pays out $3.14. So there's no money, even though it was such a crazy low clearance price. So just because it's a big deal doesn't mean it's good. But this one here, 14 something down to 367. There was like 4 of these on the shelf, so I figured, hey, what the heck, we might as well scan it. It's a water heater drain pan. Again, not really a thing that you're going to flip online. I don't really do anything in person. All my stuff is online. So anyways, scanning this for Amazon. It is a restricted product. It would have been a great thing. It's like 25 bucks right there, would pay out $18. So 15 bucks profit almost on each one of them. But anyways, let's go on eBay here and scan them and see the same thing. And you can see, what is that, 15 results for sale. And if you scroll down here, we can see sold, there's 26. So almost double the sold as what's for sale. 25 bucks, 18 bucks, 15 bucks, 18 bucks, 18 bucks. I think that is a great thing because these are only going to be about 3 ounces and a real easy shipper. Turning the corner from there, some pretty good deals over in the home organization. My wife actually wants me to get something like this to put my daughter's backpacks on, but definitely not brown and gold. But for personal, if you were looking for something like that, back in this area, they've got half price or better on quite a few things. So definitely something you could come look at. This one's 30 bucks off right here. It's like a little organizer for in the laundry room or in a pantry, something like that. Again, like a local thing or personal use, this would be a good deal. Not really something that you're going to flip online due to the size and weight of it. But again, just kind of showing off some of the things. This was out of stock. This other thing over here out of stock too, 15 bucks down to 2 bucks. But again, just some pretty good deals in this area. So if you have a Lowe's near you and you need some stuff for your own organization, all these rails up here, same thing, about 20 bucks off of that one. If you needed some hooks and rails like that, you got all that purses and backpacks and whatever else you got, Lowe's is your place. So when you're in a Lowe's, you always have to check the clearance end caps. That Moose Munch was about half price there. Maybe if I was a little bit hungrier, I would have grabbed that. But you got to dig through and wade through the pile of junk that they have on here. And one of the things that I found was these Ego chainsaw bars. And I believe I'm going to scan this real quick so you can see it on Amazon, selling for 26 bucks, and it's number 68,000, so not really a horrible rank, and it's going to pay out $12.77, 13 bucks. So if Amazon actually sells out and you can raise the price a little bit, I'm going to wait a minute to send these in. I think I can get like $29.99 out of these, so a little bit better than double. And then going around the other aisle, so lighting is rough. There are some smoking deals as far as things down in this lighting section, but if you are not personally using them, you're not going to make any money on them because they are way too big. Those big flat panels that were over there, that's not something you're going to want to ship because you're just not going to make any money. And you can see all those things right there, yellow tags. Some of those are the bulk contractor tags, some of those are clearance. But I was scrolling through and just wanted to show them because some people have said, hey, you're not showing those are crazy deals. They are crazy deals, but if you look at that, 60 bucks off, look how big that box is, and it's going to cost you 25 bucks to ship that thing, and then hope that some of that glass or panels don't get broken in the meantime. It is not worth the profit for the risk, in my opinion. Along with the lighting, the landscape lighting also has some pretty good deals. You can see 21 bucks down to 5 bucks. If there was enough of those that could be worth maybe doing like a lot of them on eBay or something like that. None of these have listings, or if they had a listing on Amazon, the sales price wasn't high enough to be worth it. You know, just 54 down to 36 isn't enough margin. 48 down to 12, not too bad, but there was no rank on that and no sales history and no reviews. And if there's no sales history or reviews, that means it is not selling on Amazon. So even though it's a good deal, it is not worth buying. This one looked promising, 74 down to 29 bucks. It is a HD 4K antenna, but there's no money in it. And by the time you send it into Amazon and pay fees and everything, 60 bucks off on this little router, no money there either. Selling for like 35 bucks brand new on Amazon. 21 down to 5, but you can see how long these are. The length of those makes them unprofitable. You could stick them in a USPS priority medium tube, but by the time you do that and pay 10, 12 bucks in shipping, there's not going to be any money left in there. HD antenna up here, the same thing. All these GE ones, they were good deals as far as from the original price, but by the time you send them into Amazon, you're not going to make any money. And that's a frustrating thing you've got to kind of deal with as you're going through on retail arbitrage. That's a good deal, 6 bucks down to $1.87. I actually need one of these for a helium miner I've got. I end up picking one up at a different Lowe's, 20 bucks off on that wall mount, no real deal there. And then the same thing on this one, 70 bucks down to $27.97. I did scan it just to double check, but there was no money to be had. In the media section as well over here, you can see all of these pretty good deals that appear, but you know, even at that one, 15 bucks, you could buy it on Amazon for about 15 bucks. So the sale price doesn't necessarily, as I've said before, mean that it's a deal. So you have to scan them. And I did scan these before I filmed this section. So forgive me if I'm just breezing through it. I decided to just kind of show them for how many deals were here in case you needed one personally. So this Lowe's had a second clearance end cap way far away from another one that I was at earlier. So I decided to dig through and dig for buried gold, and there was not much gold to be found here. Half the stuff wasn't priced. The stuff that was priced, you could see, was just like the white stickers. It was just stuff that they call it a no home. It doesn't have a home anymore, so they just threw it there and hope somebody buys it. The most interesting thing on here was this, $217 down to 54 bucks, and I was like, what the heck is it? I couldn't figure it out from the outside. So I said, I'll come back and open it up in a second. These filters, even at 20 bucks, there was no money there. And so I said, screw it. Let's open that box. And what was in that box was some shower waterproofing. And it was worth about 50 bucks. So no deal there. Plumbing section, one of the last sections that I hit today, these shark bite fittings, you're not going to be able to sell most of those on Amazon. But don't let that deter you. Still dig through and scan any of these things that you think might be worth it. And one of the things that I found, $23.98 down to $5.99, were these little Arrowhead self-draining vacuum breakers. And so I pulled out the box and I said, well, heck, let's see how many are in here. And I had scanned this already and saw that it was profitable, so I said I'm gonna take them all except that one because it was trashed. And I have already sold every single one of them for $24.99 a piece on Amazon. I sold 3 on eBay, but otherwise they all sold on Amazon, and you can see the listing here. It's $25.92. I sold mine at $24.99 just so I would sell them fast. All right. Everybody's been asking me why I don't hit the tool section as much. So there's some clamps that you can see that are on sale. Decent for yourself if you were looking. The reason I haven't been over here much is because the deals have been about like this, $5-10 off, nothing real exciting. And these are display onlys. That's not even, you're gonna get one in a box. You're gonna get $5 off of a used display one. The only thing I found over here that was interesting was this one right here. It's this Porter cable belt sander, and $299 down to $92.97. There's no listing on Amazon. The only ones that were sold on eBay were selling for like $200. Maybe a local deal, but definitely not a online flip for that one. I wish I was filming that at the checkout. It wouldn't let me do these Ego bars at the self-checkout. I had to check them out at a register, and then the clearance items weren't ringing up the correct price, so they had to get a manager to come over, and then they wanted to walk to the back to make sure I wasn't lying. When then they figured out when I wasn't lying, they honestly took forever to match it. But I spent $95.98 on everything. Stay tuned to see what it's all worth. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy these kind of videos, consider subscribing, like the video, and you have a great day.